are wanting a warm meal on this rainy day, we've got the perfect recipe for you that's quick and easy. Black bean soup is what's for dinner. And joining me now is Bethany Winston with Kidding Around Greenville and her daughter Grace. Thanks so much for both of you guys stopping by.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about Kidding Around Greenville.
Yeah, so Kidding Around Greenville is a website for parents in the upstate. It has tons of activities, tons of events, and tons of tips for navigating the new school year.
That's right. I was going to say, we need to talk a little bit about the new school year, because one thing we need to navigate is school lunches, and then how we're supposed to make dinner during the busy work week, school week. Any tips you have for us?
So my big tip is just a lot of planning. So at the beginning of the school year especially, I go through and figure out what we're going to have for supper each night, try to find really easy things. And then for lunches, we plan it all out. And so we have like a plan to go and we prep everything on the weekend. We don't do that all year, but like the first weeks at least.
Yeah, at least we can start out strong, and then eventually we'll maybe slip up a little bit. Any tips for picky eaters in making sure your kids are actually eating their school lunches?
I'm just like a big believer in like variety and color and not forcing things. So I think the more you give your kids things to try but aren't like too forceful about, for a lot of kids that will help them, you know, try different things eventually and have fun with it.
Yeah, well today I know we're going to try a black bean soup. So what do we need for this one?
Yeah, so this is actually a very easy recipe. I had a very busy day today, so this is what's for dinner at our house. We're going to make it right here. We're going to take it home, plug it in, and be good to go. So that's how easy it is.
Awesome. What ingredients?
Yes, so I have Grace here. I'm going to show you how easy it is. She's going to help me make it. So first of all, you need some black beans. So we have 2 cans of black beans here that we've already drained and rinsed.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to just dump these in. You can do this on the stove too, but I'm just doing the crock pot because it's middle of the day.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm going to plug it in when I get home. Yep, so you pour those both in. And sometimes I like to make my own black beans too. Those are so good if you make them in an Instant Pot.
Bethany, that is gourmet.
But right now we're just using can. So can is absolutely fine. And then you need like a carne broth. So I have vegetable broth here with me today, but you can also use chicken stock or something else. I'm going to go ahead and pour that in, Gracie. And it's a 32-ounce container.
Nice. So far I can definitely follow this. I like when I just have to put it in a crock pot and then I can walk away.
Yes, this is very, very easy. And if you do it on the stove, it really doesn't take that long to cook because a lot of the flavors are already infused in the ingredients, you know, using the canned black beans. And then we're going to put about 16 ounces of salsa. So I'm just going to put about half of this jar because it's pretty big. But like, you know, I'll use different kinds of salsa sometimes. Like, oop. You gotta be careful not to like splash it everywhere, right? One challenge of this recipe.
I didn't know that I was gonna splash that.
So, and then that's it. Like you put those things in, and the sauce is nice because it has so much flavor in it. I mean, you can add cumin or chili powder if you want to, but you know what? I usually don't. I just cook it like this, and then at the very end, I'll go with my immersion blender and I'll blend it a little bit so the black beans, you know, have a nice texture in the soup. But that is like literally all there is to this recipe. Just make sure it has enough salt and you're good to go.
That's so nice. Okay, so people who are maybe not the biggest fan of black beans, is there something we could substitute it with? Any ideas there?
You know, I'm not really sure for this soup. That's a good question. We love beans in our family, so I've actually never like substituted anything. But yeah, I don't know. That's a good question for like a chef.
That one. And then I know with soup what's really nice is that you can usually make it in a really big batch and then save it. Is that something we could do with this recipe?
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of times I'll double it and make a huge batch. My kids really like it. So it is something you can throw in the freezer, or you could like even serve for school lunch, just put in one of those little thermoses if your kids like it.
Oh, great idea there. Well, we have you, Grace. I know you're 12, so are you a fan of cooking? Talk to me all about that.
I love cooking.
Do you find that when you get to help make dinner, you're more excited to eat dinner?
I don't know.
I would think maybe because you're proud of what you did, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. Well, thank you both so much for stopping by and bringing truly an easy dinner that I can actually make. Sometimes I'm here and I'm like, I can't do this at home. This one I can do at home. So I appreciate you guys stopping by, Bethany and Grace. Of course, you can always head to Kidding Around Greenville for more family-friendly ideas, meal plans, back-to-school tips and tricks. They've got everything there. And as for this black bean soup recipe, well, we'll have that on foxcarolina.com.
And now.